Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about sample spaces and total number of possible outcomes. So our next section is section 7.3, and we're actually going to split 7.3 into three different parts. So the first one we're going to be doing is sample spaces, and then we're going to talk about compound events, and then we're going to talk about the fundamental counting principle. So for sample spaces, the first type of problems we're going to do is they want us to find the sample space, and then they want us to tell them what the total number of possible outcomes is. In order to find the sample space, we're going to be making a tree diagram. So they're going to give you different types of things. So they might say, okay, I'm making a sandwich, and these are the breads that I have, and these are the types of sandwiches that I can make. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write down the first category. So I have, for my breads, I can either have wheat, or I can have white bread. Okay, so let's say I get my sandwich on wheat bread, then I can either have a ham sandwich, I can have a turkey sandwich, I can have a steak sandwich, or I can have a chicken sandwich. Okay, and then if I get it on white bread, I can also have a ham sandwich, I can have a turkey sandwich, I can have a steak sandwich, and I can have a chicken sandwich. Okay, so then to create your sample space, you're going to go ahead and you're going to say, okay, so I have a wheat bread with ham. Let me change my colors again. Let's do red. So I have, so this, sorry, this right here is that's your tree diagram. Okay, your sample space, space is what we're about to write down. Let's do red again. So our sample space, so I can have wheat with ham. I can have wheat with turkey. I can have wheat with steak. I can have wheat with chicken. I can have white bread with ham. I can have white bread with turkey. I can have white bread with steak. And I can have white bread with chicken. Okay, so that right there is my sample space. It lists the total number of, or not the total number, it lists the total possible outcomes. What are my possible outcomes? What could happen? So my total number, I would just count it up. I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 was my total outcomes. So again, to do that, you just take your first thing right here and you just say, okay, so wheat with ham, wheat with turkey, wheat with steak, wheat with chicken, and then you just list them all. White with ham, white with turkey, white with steak, white with chicken. Record them all. All right, so let's try one more. Okay, so it says rolling a number cube and flipping a coin. Okay, so I know that with a number cube, it has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then flipping a coin, I can either land on heads or tails. So I can land on heads or I can land on tails. I can land on heads or I can land on tails. I can land on heads, I can land on tails. Heads or tails, heads or tails, heads or tails. And remember, this right here is your tree diagram. Okay, and then to create your sample space, you're just going to go through and you're going to list these. So I have 1 heads, 1 tails, I have 2 heads, 2 tails, 3 heads, 3 tails, 4 heads, 4 tails, 5 heads, 5 tails, 6 heads, 6 tails. And then my total number of possible outcomes would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have my sample space and I have my total number of possible outcomes. That is all.